You have a nanny over. She's over all the time. I don't understand why Isabel can't come over and hang out. She's devastated.
What does the nanny do?
Let's bring the family to a consensus on what we're going to do.
Wow, are these the rules you guys follow at your house?
I'm just gonna say it out loud. I know
These are what
everybody's
she
like
follows.
suspicious of me. Will just please stop.
I'm at my wit's end with this whole.
Are you the head of the family?
No.
Kody, I was just sorry.
Stop. Why in the world would anybody think that I'm somehow behind this?
It's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. We just finished up our first video. Second video of the day is about Kody and Robyn Brown because why not? There's always something to talk about. So on March 7th, Mr. Peyton Brown actually sat down on a podcast with Surviving Sister Wives, which is over on Apple Podcast. I think they're on Spotify. It is a monogamous LDS couple that dissects all things sister wives, and they are hysterical. So in the interview, Peyton was not really holding back and answered a ton of questions. And, you know, did you remember a couple weeks ago, maybe it was a month ago, I think all the days sort of blend together, when Peyton was wearing a shirt on his TikTok that said, like, what does the nanny do? And that was the best line of the show. Does anyone think there has been a better line ever said by Christine, literally ever? I mean, I feel like that line, what does the nanny do, will be the, it'll be a meme for the rest of our lives.
What does the nanny do?
So Christine during the series, during the season, was upset with Kody and Robyn because he had placed all these rules and restrictions on the family and they were not allowed to see each other. But somehow a nanny that they had hired that Kody said was like their nanny that helped with school was allowed to come in and out of the house even though she didn't live with them and even though her husband worked outside of the house. She was upset because she wanted to know why the nanny was able to come over when everyone else was not allowed to come over. Kody kept saying all season that Christine's kids and Janelle's kids just did not follow the rules and therefore were not safe to interact with anyone. Kody used this whole situation to further divide the family and really isolate himself with Robyn, and I think it was just a massive excuse because even Peyton said that he doesn't take it as seriously as you should. So Kody ends up isolating everyone. It breaks up the family. Everyone's yelling at everyone. The whole season, that was like what the whole season was about. Well, anyways, that tagline by Christine for us as viewers wasn't just about what the restrictions were with the family, about what she does, but for viewers that have been watching for a very long time, who have watched Robyn not work, who have watched Robyn sort of live off everybody else and not do anything but really just be at home and on Kody's beck and call, have wondered why she needs a nanny when literally Christine raised 12 kids by herself and had no nanny for all of those years. But for whatever reason, Robyn and her 5 kids, 3 of which are almost adults, needed a nanny. It made a lot of viewers feel like, even though Christine wasn't directly implying that it was about that it was about that. Now, Peyton did clarify in the podcast that that had nothing to do with what viewers thought, but he understood that's where viewers came from. But he said that his mom was just more upset because the kids were not allowed to see, her kids were not allowed to see Robyn's kids, but yet he was allowing a stranger into the house, which she just thought was like hypocritical. So anyways, apparently after making this video, he puts it up on TikTok, it goes viral. We talked about it on this channel. We all thought it was hilarious. We were like, yes, a total dig at Robyn. Peyton says it's not a dig at Robyn, but apparently his dad saw the video. So Kody, who literally never posts on social media and is very rarely ever like posting or doing anything on social media, usually only during the show, and literally this past season did not tweet but one time. So Kody somehow stumbles upon the video, maybe someone tags him in it, and he sees Peyton in the shirt, making it, saying it's funny. And that caused a humongous problem with Kody. And so apparently he and Kody had some words, and Peyton said his relationship with his dad is really not that great. it wasn't just that situation, but in general, Kody felt like Peyton was being rude to Robyn, taking his mom's side, and was being really disrespectful by wearing that shirt, which is ironic because you would never see Kody ever do something like that to anyone except for Robyn. He only ever defends Robyn. He never defends anyone else. So Kody blew up at his son because he wore a shirt that a viewer made and sent to him, and he thought it was funny. And he even said multiple times it wasn't about Robyn, and yet his dad blows up at him. And he says that he doesn't really talk to his dad all that much. So imagine you're Peyton and that's when your dad calls you. Now, on top of that, there's this funny situation going on with Robyn. During the tell-all, Robyn made this comment about how Christine basically gave up on her marriage. And
She's feeling like she doesn't have other choices, but I wish that she had decided to keep trying.
Where are we at with Kody and Christine?
Christine says they're divorced.
And the couple asked Peyton what he thought about Robyn's comment, and he said Robyn was totally out of line.
How do you feel about that statement?
Almost 30 years of working on a marriage is working on it. Her finally having a last straw when he doesn't want to be intimate with her. More specifically, he said the words, "I don't want to be intimate with you." Not just hasn't been intimate in a while, but said the words, "I don't want to." There's no need to work on it anymore because you've been working on it for almost 30 years.
He said that Robyn had no place to make an opinion on that or even suggest that Kody and Christine did not work on their marriage. What Peyton said was that Christine and Kody's relationship had problems even before they were married. And that every new baby that was added and all the different issues that came up, there was always problems. There was never an easy time in their marriage. But through that time, they still tried to work things out. They still tried to make it work. They went to therapy. They took all kinds of steps to try to come together, make their marriage work, and be happy.
It was rocky from the start. I would like to sidetrack just a little bit because full disclosure, I sidetrack on everything.
That's fine.
Just like I like to sidetrack. A lot of people think, oh, the problems didn't start until Robyn got there. That's so not true. Robyn made several more visible. She didn't bring problems into the family. Some started with her, and a lot were made more visible with her around. And it was not a bad thing. It's a good thing. Robyn did many good things for the family. I want to make that clear. Robyn did many good things for the family. But her saying that was not her place to say it either, because Mom and Dad have had issues since before they even got married.
He said that it got to a point for his mom where he knew she was unhappy, but he didn't know that she was ever going to leave. But he said his dad made the very firm decision to literally tell his mother that he had no desire to be intimate with him anymore. And he said that was her final straw. And he said he could not blame her one bit because he thought it was completely unfair to his mom for Kody to make that statement to her and then expect her just to stay. So he said that they didn't realize that she would seriously leave him. They weren't expecting it, but she did leave him. And they said that when she made the choice and she told them that this is why I'm leaving, it has to do because your dad told me this and I'm not okay with that. They said they fully supported her decision to leave. Peyton said that all the kids were very happy with her making the decision to leave, and none of them felt like she should have to stay in a situation where he gets to be in intimate marriages with other people, but then yet she just sits there out there on the side and been put to the couch or out to pasture, as they say in polygamy, when a wife gets older and a husband's not interested in anymore. So he was very supportive of his mom leaving and said that Robyn had absolutely no place to say anything because, one, they tried for over almost 30 years to stay together. Two, Kody made an absolutely impossible decision, made an absolutely possible ultimatum to her, basically, that he did not want to be intimate with her. And Peyton flat out said, and that his dad said that to his mom. Kody denied that he made that statement, but Peyton said it happened. He said his dad told her flat out he wasn't interested in it. He doesn't want to do it. He didn't want to be intimate anymore. That part of their marriage was over. And he said that his mom shouldn't have to stay in a situation like that, period. So when it comes to what's going on with Christine and her kids and all of that, he made it sound like he doesn't have a very close relationship with his dad. And he also made it sound like the rest of his siblings don't have a very good relationship with their dad either. And that at this point, they are still like supporting their mom. They completely and utterly are like stand by her side in her decision to leave. They don't hate their dad, but they also recognize that like their mom deserved better. And it's so nice to see that. It's like, I'm not totally sold on Peyton. There's certain things that he's done in his past and things that have happened between some of his siblings that kind of leave me scratching my head. But for anyone to stand up and say, like, I'm really glad this happened, you deserved better, like, dad didn't deserve to do that to you, that's not fair. It's a double standard, and it's ridiculous for Robyn to even open her mouth. Like, finally someone said it. So Robyn has never had that ultimatum made, and she's never had to work through the kind of issues that Kody and Christine had to work in. He also was very clear that Robyn did nothing. Like, he flat out said, Robyn did not ruin our family. So Robyn didn't ruin their family, and his relationship with his parents or his dad is strained. Kody completely put him out on blast about wearing the nanny shirt. But at the end of the day, Peyton, for his flaws and all of his issues, is providing us information as viewers that helps us piece together a life that we only see small fractions of. Finally seeing some of the kids sort of advocate for themselves and speak out about some of the inequities that they've experienced as children of polygamy, I think provides valuable context to viewers so that they understand that just because someone's on TV claiming that something is amazing and they're just a normal family and this is just a different lifestyle, you start to understand from a advocate standpoint why so many people are not thrilled with the platform that was given to the sister wives to say that polygamy was just a normal everyday lifestyle, while completely overlooking all of the atrocities that happened and that do happen in these cultures. So good on you, Peyton. Robyn's put in her place. Cody's mad at Cody's mad at anyone that gets mad at Robyn, and Kody will probably just let the rest of his family burn at the expense of himself and Robyn. But I do agree with Peyton. I don't think Robyn ruined the relationships. I think she exposed the problems, and I think the dad, Kody, just went to the woman that gave him the least problems, and that's where they're at today. How this goes forward for the show, I don't know. We'll have to stay tuned. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Bye, guys.